neutralize the final boss or something. I don't know. You never really use it when you fight the boss, and my guide really didn't elaborate on it. But it stays there in your menu, and I don't know if you can actually keep using it because I never tried. But at least it restored my health, which of course I already got hit because it's really hard not to. Going to be using the sandwich quite a lot, as it's got decent range and it's got the arc like I said, and it does a decent amount of damage. Who knew you could take out zombies and monsters with a sandwich? So now if there's ever a zombie infestation or something like that, don't go grab your axe or your shotgun or anything. Just go make a sandwich and go for it. I don't know if they don't like peanut butter and jelly or cream cheese and jelly or turkey. Just whatever you got in the fridge, put it together, slap something on it, and you're good to go. You could also cut it in half and have 2 slices to attack with. So yeah. Easy homemade zombie killer. So now we have, with the sandwich, we backtrack again, past more boxes. A lot of boxes lying around. They look like the boxes from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. God, that's a great game. Much rather be playing that right now. Oh, another eyeball. Thankfully, most of the time you'll just be ignoring the eyeballs as they'll be standing too far away, and you can just go right back down the stairs. Now here we are in room 13. Gonna go up the stairs. Let's see where we wind up. 29. 13 to 29 again. Hop over more boxes. Hop, hop, hop. Just so you know, spring shoes, I know they've been made before, they don't do that. They don't make you jump really high. Really, they just make you look stupid. You might jump a little bit higher, but nowhere near as high as that. I mean, the springs would have to be really, really powerful, and you'd have to weigh enough to push the springs down when you jump. Otherwise, you'll just be like hopping on hardened springs that aren't going anywhere. Now, here we have some slime things that you actually have to use the embalming fluid to take out. Just give it a shake, and the fluid goes flying out. I wouldn't advise trying to use embalming fluid in real life, as if you don't know what it's used for, well, I guess you're better off not knowing. Take that. Come on. There's a lot of these slime things around, and thankfully they'd go out in 2 hits. This is the only weapon that takes them out, so if you didn't pick it up, you'd be in trouble and wind up getting hit a lot. Now here we have, if you can't tell what it is, that is a spinal cord. And what better to do with what better way to take out a spinal cord than with the spinal zap? Sort of self-explanatory there. And now we actually go into an elevator, which would have been a lot more helpful in the beginning of the game. And when you go in, you can see there was only 4 floors, but if you keep holding up, or forward, whichever button I just pressed, the elevator will shake like it's having trouble getting somewhere, and eventually it'll go past the 4 and you'll get to the roof. Now, if you just saw what I just did, he used the suction cups to stick on a flagpole that was sticking sideways for some reason, and walk across to get to another area. And that led us to the anatomy lab, where we have the giant skull. I guess this is the skull he found in the graveyard. I mean, that I guess would be why the skull is there. And the bat is the best weapon used against it. You just keep bashing it, and eventually it'll go away. And with him gone, you move forward into another hall, Hall 39, which I guess is in another building of the school. And you actually don't have to go that far. Once you get to the boxes, you suck onto the ceiling, and you'll see this sort of thing in the wall. It's really tricky to get into. You have to hit up just as you're falling, and you'll get sucked into a crawl space, which would be like the vent or something. The vent isn't too confusing. You want to go to the right, and if it's not the right way, you'll run into a dead end instead of like looping around or something. So it's pretty easy to find the way you're supposed to go. The sandwich helps a lot here, because you're going to find those guys that throw their heads at you, and you can't really get close enough to hit them with a spinal zap, so it's safer to just stand back and hit them with the sandwich. It works pretty good. Takes away 1 bar of their health, so it only takes 8 hits. This part reminded me a lot of the last castle in Super Mario Bros. 1, Castle 8-4, where you had to keep, where it was a maze, and if you went the wrong way, you'd get a tone and have to start all over again. But going the right way gave you a happy tone, and you went on. There are no tones, sadly. You just run right to a dead end and go backwards, and have to go around. So it's a lot easier in that aspect. You can also see numerous rooms as below and above you, as you're crawling an event, so yeah, I guess you'd be looking down or something at the classroom below. The classrooms all look the same. They've all got the American flag, all have a picture of Washington and Lincoln, and a TV that's completely broken. If I were to go into one of those classrooms, I could actually hit the TV, and after a couple hits it would spit out an apple or something. Just a way to get some health back if you really need it. That's what most rooms are, just empty rooms with nothing in them except a TV and some monsters. So, if you don't know where you're going, you'll be wandering around quite a bit. Now here we're actually going into the air ducts, as I just jumped up on some bricks that were sticking out. You couldn't really see them, but you just had to line yourself up under the door and jump. And you'll land on a brick and can jump up again. Now these are the biggest air ducts I've ever seen, as he's wearing spring shoes that add a good 3-4 inches to him and still able to stand upright. And there's doors in them. I've never heard of an air duct with a door in it. Or skulls. Rats, on the other hand, that's more common. I'm going to use the embalming fluid here to take out the rats, as after a couple things, we're somehow go from the air ducts to the basement. I don't know how that worked. But now when we're in the basement, we find the ghouls, eyeball things that throw weights at you again, fresh from the weight room, and this time they're just pulling their weights out of thin air. I don't know if they have some hidden pocket or something, who knows. But we've got an appropriate themed, creepy music going. I forget where it's originally from. My mind is just drawing a blank right now. I'm sure somebody will tell me. And here we have those slime guys again, which you can either take out with the embalming fluid or just jump over and run fast. That's what I'm going to do. Oop, little eyeball thing. Goodbye. The basement is just as confusing as most of the school. Now, a basement, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, I'm living in a house right now that has a basement, and you just go downstairs, and it's just one big room. It's not stairs after stairs after stairs with all these massive rooms. I mean, what the hell kind of basement is this? Now we're fighting the, I think this is third mini-boss, I'm sorry. Third boss, which is the heart. It's just a free-floating heart flying around trying to kill you. And, of course, the best way to do it is with the embalming fluid. It's kind of tricky to hit it, but most of the time you can stand on that pipe back there and get it. Other times you have to chase it around. With the heart out of the way, I'm going to equip the sickle here, and we're actually in the final area of the room, the boiler room, and this is the main boss. A big, gigantic eyeball thing that shoots little lightning blasts or something from its eye. It has demonic boilers for some reason. I guess it changed them, and you can see Samantha Pom-Pom stuck underneath a force field. I don't know why they chose to hold her captive, or what they were going to do with her. But the boss isn't that hard. You can stand right where I was and just hit him with the sickle as he walks back and forth. But you have to be careful, because every time you hit him, he starts shooting those blasts faster and faster. And if you get caught when he's shooting them fast, you'll never be able to get close enough to dodge them again. But eventually he goes down quick. He goes down really quick with the sickle. There's several different ways to take him out. I just chose the sickle because it was the fastest. Once he's gone, you use the embalming fluid to take out the force field on Samantha Pom-Pom. Then you jump down to touch her. Not that way, you people. And the day is saved. They run. The zombies are done. The ghouls are gone. And the school is returned to normal. Spike and Samantha just stand outside the school and watch as all the spirits of the ghosts leave. And that's it. The school was actually named Cool School. I don't know why they would name it that. Maybe I guess the founder's last name was Cool. That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, it's an NES game, so then again, they probably just named it Cool School to make it cool. And this is the ending. Spike and Samantha just stand there watching the ghosts leave. Spike looks back to Samantha now and then, hoping he would have got some action, but sadly she doesn't feel that way. As if you had seen, he reached over to put his arm around her, and she moved away. Poor Spike. Risks his life to save her, and she doesn't care. The music is pretty nice, sort of serene, signifying it's over. And that's it. The day is saved. Spike got the girl. Sort of. And with that, that's going to wrap up this two-tailed